video, we're going to cover an extreme limitation exercise that actually will really help you when it comes to harmonizing notes, because it's very challenging to harmonize single tones with a bunch of other chords that form something that makes musical sense. So we're going to deal with G minor system. So that means any chord will be allowed from harmonic minor, melodic minor, or natural minor. I didn't play them in that order, but that's the rules. What you might want to do is write yourself a chart of all the minor scales, because all these chords will be allowed in this exercise. This way you might have to see what tones are common between each chords. Still, you're going to have to know how to use this system in order for it to make musical sense, because we're going to apply one more rule. And that's going to be to create a harmonic sequence that works towards the dominant using a common tone, then resolving on the dominant. So here's our limitation rules. In this one, we're just going to harmonize the three tones of the basic tonic triad, G, B flat, D. And the goal is to get to the dominant. There we can finally change. We can resolve to any tone from the dominant. We could go upwards or downwards in the scheme. And what this is going to teach you is that this B flat note, for instance, will work with all kinds of other chords as a common tone. Another thing we're going to allow is chromatic harmony. So if I want to do the 5 of 5 with this B flat, it would be a 5 of 5 with a flat 9. So it's also forcing you to see these kind of things. I wrote out 4 examples for you. There's so many different ways you can harmonize a single tone. In example 1 and 2, we just harmonize a G tone. And I would suggest doing it like this first. I'm just playing example 1. Tap out that G tone. Inversions count. We could use this. There's the secondary dominant. Secondary dominant. Resolve on 5. So you revolve the entire sequence around the G note, making something that makes sense, that works towards the dominant, and then resolve from the G note to the dominant. Just tap it out, like you're making a piece of music. The point is not to do something great, just to utilize that G note in some way to where it stands out. Example 2 goes downwards, whereas 1 walked upwards. So just tap out the G note. There's the 5 of 4. This way you hear it in context with each chord, an inversion of each chord. Resolve. So you have a sequence that walks up and then a sequence that walks down. I might experiment with different voicings or keep it the same. To make it more musical. I might even switch to like a string patch, just to, for instance, hold a constant G, revoice it. Just hold that G up top. You don't have to go downward either on the resolution. You could go upward after it goes to the 5 chord. You know, that's something you can do. So we're going to do the B flat note now. And you're going to find with minor as a system, this note is very harmonizable with a ton of different chords, from melodic minor, natural minor, harmonic minor, etc. As well as with chromatic harmony. So you're set up for a lot of different chord options. Again, tap it out. Now this is called the 5 of flat 6. Now I have a little fun chromatic harmony move, the inverted German 6. You might want to make the B flat as the highest note. And this will force you to use different voicings. I'll do it really slow. I'm just tapping out the B flat. Resolve. At first, using one tone for all these different chord changes seems a bit daunting, but the more you do it, the better you get at it. And also the better you get at melodic harmonization of melodies. Here's something I might do. I might take example 3 and combine it with 1 in some way. Maybe not the same voicing. Repeat now on example 1. Just a little bit different voicing. Same chord progressions, different voicings. You can literally combine the sequences that you come up with. So this one's a little bit more chromatic because it's using chords from melodic minor and natural minor in a very chromatic way. And this kind of sequence is very popular in like the late Romantic era. But you are using chords from melodic minor and natural minor. And this is allowing us to keep that D as a constant. So musically, you could do something as simple as alternating between the 2 octaves of a D. Now this is not the only solution to harmonizing that D note. I could take the same sequence and add a G in second inversion. I'll show you where. Right there. The point is to come up with your own solutions. I gave you 4 examples here of harmonizing one tone towards the dominant that makes musical sense. Remember, don't rely on people always giving you the answer. If it's easy, then it's not a challenge and you're not actually challenging yourself to progress musically. That's the whole point of progressing musically, is to always challenge yourself. And that's one of the points of limitation exercises like this. It presents a huge challenge. Even with basic triads, it's a big challenge. And in this exercise, you're also forcing yourself to learn the minor system as well as secondary functioning chromatic harmony moves. Remember, most people who are good at using minor don't just use very diatonic minor. Often they combine all 3 forms and all chords from all 3 forms. It's a form of advanced modal interchange. And combined with chromatic harmony gives you a much more coloristic options to music as opposed to pure diatonic minor, like natural minor or harmonic minor or melodic minor.